Hi, I'm Deanna Springer.
And I'm Dana Casey with a fun Stitched Sisters sewing project and classic time-saving tip by Nancy Zieman.
First, we'll look at the project we're making today. It's our pallet pillow. It's a pillow made with an 18-inch pillow form, Riley Blake's Red Elegance fabric, some jersey knit fabric with spandex or lycra in it, Pellon soft shape interfacing, and Pellon easy knit interfacing. We'll be using Schmetz size 90 needles today, universal, because we'll be sewing on both woven and knit fabric. So we choose that 90 universal needle. And we'll use the Clover's hot ruler today.
Update your home decor and sew a pillow. This is a great project for a new sewist.
To make our pallet pillow, we'll reference the instructions in the Nancy Zieman's Absolute Easiest Way to Sew Pillows, where we'll find multiple directions for multiple size pillows. We're making the 18-inch pillow today.
Okay.
To make our pallet pillow, we need to cut some fabrics. We'll cut two 4x19 strips of Pellon's Easy Knit interfacing. It has a little bit of give to it, but it stabilizes the fabric. We'll cut a rectangle that's 19 by 46 of knit jersey fabric, and that has some stretch in it too.
Sure does.
This will be for the pillow back. We'll need to cut one 19-inch square of Red Elegance floral fabric, and this will be the front of the pillow or the pillow pallet.
Okay.
We'll also need to cut one 19-inch square of Pellon soft shape interfacing. And we know what we're going to do with that interfacing. We'll fuse it to the back of the pillow
fuse
pallet.
It together.
Right. At your ironing board, press that interfacing square to the front of the pillow. Once that's fused on the back of the fabric, we'll take Clover's hot ruler and we'll press under 1/2 inch. So at the ironing board, with the heat of an iron, you'll use Clover's hot ruler, and the heat of the iron doesn't affect the ruler, and it makes nice 1/2 inch fold over.
And crisp.
Mm-hmm. So this is the top of the pillow.
Okay.
We also need to press under 1/2 inch at the bottom of the pillow. So using the same methods, press under that 1/2 inch along the top and along the bottom edges. In our next sample, we have both pressed under. So we're going to set this aside and come back to this. With our knit fabric, we need to press that interfacing on. So along one 19-inch edge, we'll press the Easy Knit interfacing. Following the instructions included with the interfacing, press on the wrong side that 4-inch by 19-inch interfacing along both sides.
Knit is very similar on either side. How can you tell which is the wrong side?
You're able to tell, another tip I learned from my friend Nancy, you're able to determine which side of the fabric is. And I didn't know this before she mentioned it. When you go to the corner and you pull, the knit rolls to the front. So it shows you, when you pull on the corner, that rolls to the front, so this is the back. So that's where we put the interfacing. And oftentimes it's easy to confuse. So I put a piece of tape on the back of the wrong side. And I do this when I'm sewing knit garments too. Knits look so similar, like you mentioned, on the front and back. So I usually put a piece of tape on all of my knit pattern pieces when I cut them apart.
That's a really good idea. I would probably have one on either side, and then we'd have to start all over.
I've done it. I've done it. I've set a knit sleeve into a knit garment inside out. I tend to leave it because it surges into place, and no one will notice.
Hopefully.
So now, our pillow back is one long rectangle, and we fused the interfacing on each end. And I took this one away too soon, because on each end, we're going to go to the ironing board and press under 2 inches.
Okay.
The interfacing is 4 inches. We'll press under 2 inches and get a nice fold on both ends. So that's already pressed under. And then we'll go to the sewing machine and we'll stitch right along that cut edge, near the cut edge, and wherever near that edge you'd like. It could be a half inch, or a 1/4 inch or an 1/8 of an inch, and do a wobble stitch through all layers.
Can you explain to me what a wobble stitch is?
It's not a built-in stitch on a sewing machine.
Oh.
What it is, it's a zigzag stitch, but at first glance, it looks like a straight stitch. We'll set our sewing machine for a zigzag stitch that's a 2.5 inch length and a 0.5 width.
Okay.
So it's such a slight variation in the zig and the zag that it appears as a straight stitch.
It does.
But it has a little bit of give because we're sewing knits here.
Okay.
And you can use this on our pallet pillow, but you can also seam together your knit garments with this too. It has a little bit of give.
That's a really good tip.
We'll turn this over. So this is the right side of the back fabric, the pillow backing. And actually, it encloses the entire pillow. But now it just is a plain pillow. We need to add the pallet. So re-enter our 19-inch square that we folded under 1/2 inch along the top and 1/2 inch along the bottom. We'll center this in the fabric, and you can easily find the center by folding it right sides together and then pin. We'll pin this along the sides, and then we'll go to the sewing machine. And we're going to top stitch the pallet to the pillow back.
Oh, okay.
So at your sewing machine, you'll straight stitch a scant 1/4 inch along the edge, put the needle down, turn the corner, and continue stitching. So you'll sew around all 4 sides, and your pallet will be attached to your pillow back.
Oh, that's really interesting. Rather than having a seam here and a seam here.
No seaming, and your seam allowance can vary a little bit because this is stretchy and it will hug the pillow. The next step, after we've stitched the pallet to the pillow back, is to do a little folding. And I like to fold the top down first, and I'm folding right at that pillow pallet. And you can see it naturally just
It does.
folds right on that line. And we'll bring the back of the pillow, the bottom of the pillow rather, and cover the top. We'll go back to the sewing machine or serger, and we'll serge the side seams. That's it. The pillow is made with really just 2 sessions at the sewing machine. So when we turn this right side out, we'll have a completed pillow. This is a pallet that you could use a fun fabric like we did. You could use a leftover quilting block, a block from a quilt if you have leftover block, or you could get really creative and take a 19-inch square of fabric and do all kinds of thread embellishment, different techniques. If you want to try a technique, this is a place to do it. If once you have that square, you can stitch it to the background, and you could have any embellishments on here. And the back of the pillow is an envelope style, and it has give and stretch for ease in tucking that pillow in there.
That's a great idea. Then you don't need to put in a zipper.
No zippers.
And it hides the pillow.
Right. We hope you've enjoyed the Stitch It Sisters project. You'll find this pattern along with a limited number of project bundle boxes at stitchitsisters.com.
Be sure to tune in again for another Stitch It Sisters sewing adventure.
In the meantime, connect with Stitch It Sisters and friends on our social sites. Stitch It Sisters is made possible by Clover, Pellon, and Schmetz Needles.